Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good night, and above all else, that you are looking after yourselves and one another. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new album review to do for you. This album has been listed as one of the most anticipated new releases in the first few weeks of 2025. The band is Dream Theater, and the album is their newest release, Parasomnia. The band are back with their 16th release. Parasomnia is Dream Theater's follow-up release to their 2021 album, The View from the Top of the World, their last album with drummer Mike Mangini before he was amicably let go from the band. We'll get into that. Parasomnia was released on February 7th, 2025 through Inside Out Music, through Sony Distribution, the band's longtime label. It was recorded between February and July of 2024. Album was produced by uh, co-founding member and longtime guitarist John Petrucci and engineered by Andy Sneap. Now, Andy Sneap, for those of you who don't know, well, those of you who are fans of Judas Priest, Andy Sneap was a touring member of the band and a longtime producer and engineer. He worked with Judas Priest. Now, Parasomnia has a playing time of 71 minutes and 15 seconds. And, for some of you, that's a long album, but for fans of Dream Theater, you know what you're getting when you get a Dream Theater album. Now, there have been three singles released thus far from Parasomnia. Those singles are Night Terror, A Broken Man, and Midnight Messiah. Now, this is the first album with Mike Portnoy since Black Clouds and Silver Linings, and it's the first album not to be co-produced by Portnoy since Falling Into Infinity in 1997. Now, playing on the album, you have James LaBrie on lead vocals, John Petrucci on guitars, backing vocals, and production, John Myung on bass, uh, Jordan Rudess on keyboards and backing vocals, and Mike Portnoy, of course, on drums and backing vocals. Now, I've listened to this album and I gotta tell you, it is simply fantastic. The album has got 8 tracks on it and it is separated into four dreams, dream one, two, three, and four. And I'm going to go through the tracks with you. It starts off with before I get into the tracks, the premise of the album, it's not so much a concept album per se. It's an album that has a common thread running through the album. And it's basically a group of songs dealing with a group of individuals that I would imagine live in one apartment building in the city and their experiences that they have through the night in their dreams. Now, the album starts off with an instrumental and one of the shortest tracks on the album, clocking in at 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And it's called In the Arms of Morpheus. And I've said before, I do like it when bands start their albums with instrumentals. It's a good introduction to the album overall as to what you possibly can expect or probably can expect from the album overall. Now, it starts off with street noises and water dripping sounds and segues into a beautiful piano passage. And as the piano passage continues, it starts to go out of tune, meaning the person's falling asleep. And then you hear some beautiful, very brief symphonic strings that come in. Uh, uh, and as the strings continue, uh, they speed up, and you can hear that the panning starts from the left to the right channel through the speakers. But when the band come in, they come in heavy. The band are back in a big way. With Mike Portnoy doing triple drum fills, a heavy blistering rhythm guitar from John Petrucci. What I like about what he does on this album, uh, I mean, there's guitar all over this album. There are solos galore. But what I like about what he does with the rhythm guitar is it's very, I guess you call it regimented, uh, staccato rhythm guitar passages, right? But the lead guitar comes in on the instrumental and it's very melodic. Uh, you know. And again, what I like about this album, yes, it's heavy. The subject matter is heavy, but the music is very accessible at the same time. Okay, it is beautifully done from track one to track eight, but we're going to get into that. Track two is the first single, Night Terror, clocking in at a whopping 9 minutes and 55 seconds. In my notes, I have here a dreamlike, eerie keyboard intro, heavy rhythm guitar chords that come in, machine gun tom fills from Mike Portnoy. He's back and the with the band, and the band are back in a big way. Cinematic synth passages that come in on the intro, and from what I'm telling you, all this happens with the intro in the intro section of the track. And in my notes I have here, it's very Sabbath-esque. Um, what I like about again about John Petrucci's guitar playing on this track and the whole album, but what I like about the playing is it's heavy rhythm, a lot of bottom end on the rhythm guitar, and um, s- sounds very much like Tony Iommi and Sabbath. Beautifully done. After the intro section, the band come in, just rapid tom fills on the tom toms from Mike Portnoy, heavy rhythm guitar, rapid fire on the bass drum again from Mike Portnoy. He can do a drum fill like no one's business. I mean, it's amazing, and he comes in very precision like on the drums as well. Very again machine gun like, and I also have in my notes here for Night Terror, quick time signature changes, great thick rhythm guitar tones, strong vocals from James LaBrie. It's just amazing. And at the 6 minute and 56 second mark of the track, John Petrucci breaks into this guitar solo, but he does a fantastic, blistering finger tapping guitar solo, right? I do believe he double tracks himself on this, and it's just mind blowing. You know, it's almost like they picked up from when they left off musically in the band. It's like, and they're having a good time when you hear this album. You can tell that they're enjoying each other's company uh, on this project, right? Then we segue into Dream 2 with the third track, A Broken Man, written by James LaBrie, one of the singers from the album, clocking in at a whopping 8 minutes and 30 seconds. In my notes here, I have your frenetic intro, triple bass drum fills that come in, heavy measured rhythm guitar from Petrucci, several synth passages um, from Jordan Rudess, and grand piano chords. Very, he's got a very subtle touch on the piano when he does his uh, sweeping piano chords. Beautifully done, just amazing, amazing. Nice overdub bass from John Mayung that come in. Nice organ and great time signature changes on this track. Okay. Track four is one of the more what I'd call disturbing tracks on the album. It's called Dead Asleep, clocking in at a whopping 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Uh, in my notes, I have here, starts off with synth and piano passages. Great use of violin, very subtle violin strings that come in. Great melodic rhythm guitar. Again, this album, it is heavy, but it is very accessible. Okay. And I was surprised at how melodic it is. Melody is something really that I really didn't associate with Dream Theater, but it's true. Um, and in my notes, I have a nice spiral fill effect on the drums that come in. Great guitar tone. The vocals from James LaBrie do not come in until 3 minutes and 12 seconds on the track. So, also, what I like about this album is most of the songs have, if not all of them, have an extended instrumental intro, right? To build mood and atmosphere on the track. Beautifully done. Great guitar solo from Petrucci on this track. Also a nice synth solo. And what I like about the synths on Data Sleep, this is where the prog side of the band come in. They're very Genesis-esque on the synths on this, with dramatic synth flourishes that come in. And I gotta tell you, spoiler alert about the track. It basically is about a couple that go to sleep one night, and the husband wakes up the next morning, and the wife is dead in bed with him. She was murdered, right? Stabbed to death, assumingly. And he's telling the cops and the lawyers, I didn't do it. I don't remember anything. I was asleep, right? And the end of the track, they say, well, you know, we believe you. If you say you're innocent, we believe you, you know? And the track, you think the track is over, but then there's what I call an ominous piano passage that comes in on the very end. And it's almost like you're thinking, was he really asleep? Is he really innocent? You don't know. It's left open, right? Which is to me very disturbing. But this is Dream Theater. This is not Scooby-Doo, right? This is what they're good at, right? The building atmosphere and tension and drama and subtext, right? In their music. It is amazing. It is amazing. Next up is the third single, Midnight Messiah, Mike Portnoy composition, clocking in at 7 minutes and 58 seconds. And in my notes, I have here calm guitar intro, sorry. Lead guitar comes in, heavy, steady rhythm guitar with plodding drum pattern that comes in. And in the background, you hear, or what I can kind of make out, subtle Gregorian chants, like a choir that come in. Steady rhythm guitar, uh, unrelenting drum pattern, because again, there's a lot of quick time signature changes on this, and drums. The drums briefly switch to a shuffle pattern on the track, but whenever it goes into the chorus, the drums, the time signature changes, and the drums come in at a breakneck speed, like unrelenting tempo, just wonderful. Again, strong vocal again from James LeBrie, and a fantastic guitar solo by John Petrucci. Track six is a small little, I guess you call it interlude, called Are We Dreaming at 1 minute and 28 seconds. And in my notes, I have you various chiming effects, calming keyboard passage that comes in, and it also has a bit of a, to me, like a procession vibe. Uh, almost like a dream interlude, and you hear uh very, I guess, faint, not faintly, but you hear softly in the background people saying, are we dreaming, like, are we awake or are we dreaming, you know it's unsettling, but it's fantastic. It all ties in together. Track seven is a track called Bend the Clock at 7 minutes and 24 seconds. In my notes, I have your calming guitar chords, beautiful melody on this track, beautiful medley. Um, on 1 minute and 30 seconds, the guitars kick in heavy, but the drums are at a mid-tempo drum pattern. And to me, well, the lyrics are talking about this individual who wants to change the course, uh, the the current life path that they're on, and whether or not they're hoping that they can, but they're not sure if they're ever going to be able to. Like, basically, he's pleading, "Can I change the things I've done so far, and can I go forward with the knowledge that I will be a better person?" Right? And it's fantastic. It's very melodic, and I'm hoping that this can be like the fourth single from the album. And in my notes, I also have here great guitar solo, fantastic tone um, on this track, and there's a blistering guitar solo from Petrucci on the fade out, just wonderfully done. Dream 4 is the final track on the album, called The Shadow Man Incident, clocking in at a whopping 19 minutes and 32 seconds. Those of you who know Dream Theater know that they usually have one epic track at the, at one point during their albums, usually at the very end of the albums, and they're usually around 20 minutes plus. Okay, so in my notes I have here, starts with a wind-up music box, heavy rhythm guitar chords come in, almost like a marching drum pattern, dramatic synth passages, amazingly done. Atmospheric synth passages also over top. At 2 minutes and 53 seconds, the tempo changes to a fast tempo. Tempo slows down at 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Leading up to this, you have heavy rhythm guitar, blistering drumming from Mike Portnoy. Just beautifully done. And again, at 3 minutes, 37 seconds, um, it changes again, it slows down, and lead harmony guitars come in, dramatic piano chords, okay, at 7 minutes and 7 seconds, because this you have to break this track down. The tempo changes again, fast drum pattern that comes in, heavy rhythm guitar, great melody, nice settled piano from Jordan Rudess on this, just amazing. And that continues until around 10 minutes and 2 seconds, where you come to a percussion. As I put in my notes here, I have your percussive breakdown section. Uh, in my notes, I have here too. Great guitar and synth interplay, nice piano chords, brief harmony guitar passage. At 11 minutes 11 minutes exactly, the drums come back in, and but just before the drums come in at 11 minutes, uh, you literally hear just a very slight um, guitar flourish, but a really high harmony guitar flourish. Beautifully done, reminiscent of, I would say, Queen, but that's just what I'm hearing, right? Again, at 11 minutes, the drums come in heavy, um, and heavy rhythm guitar as well. Sweeping piano chords that come in at 12 minutes and 20 seconds. The Scroll down my notes. At 12 minutes and 20 seconds, precision rhythm guitar comes in again with precision rhythm guitar chords, very machine gun like, very staccato, right? Beautifully done. Fast tempo on the drums, unrelenting. Again on the drumming, great accelerating rhythm guitar, segueing into a playful piano passage. Almost has a bit of a Latin tinge rhythm, like a Latin feel to the piano. Great extended piano run at 4 minutes and 14 minutes and 3 seconds. Another guitar solo comes in at 15 minutes and 8 seconds. The tempo slows down. Heavy rhythm guitar that comes in interwoven with atmospheric synths. Okay. At 15 minutes and 44 seconds, soaring vocals from James LaBrie come in. Just beautiful. Crystal clear and can cut through any guitar texture uh, soundscape that you've got going or keyboards. It like just beautifully done. Amazing. At 17 minutes and 53 seconds, you have what I hear as choir effects that come in, very cinematic synth and guitar passage that come in as well. Um, and the track builds to an end um, on the with drum fill like tom fills and cymbal crashes, fading guitar chords, and ends with again with street sounds that you hear at the beginning of the album. So to me, um, that's what ties it all in. To me, these are situations, dreams that happen to a group of people in one, I'd say, apartment building. And as each song ends, you go from floor to floor, and each person has their experience with their dreams during that one night. Okay, so that's the album, Parasomnia from Dream Theater. Guys, please get this album. It is bloody amazing. I am not one usually to say um, for um, progressive metal bands that I love every track on an album, but this album, Parasomnia, is an exception. Please get the album. It's out again as of February 7th today, and I'm telling you, you will love it. I mean, it is by far one of the best albums so far that I've heard this year. And the band Dream Theater are back in top form. So please check it out. Please let me know when you hear this album what you think of Parasomnia. And yeah, I mean, amazing, amazing. The album is going for, and it's in various formats, box set format, etc. The vinyl is going for something like $57. The CD is going anywhere from $27 to $36 for the special edition digipack, right? So please check it out. And again, let me know what you think of the album. And yeah, that's it for now. I'm Armando Venditti signing off. Please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up, all right? And I will be back soon with more videos. Bye for now.